Hi guys, I would like to welcome you to my very first video interview. I've got Nitika Chopra here from yourbellalife.com. She's a big inspiration to me because her personal journey is just so wonderful, and she's a new role model for women in their 20s. So hi Nitika, how are you?
Hi, Ritu. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So I've followed you, to be honest, for quite a while, and I've seen you go on your personal development journey. And I wanted to ask, how did you start your self-development journey?
Well, I don't know about other people, but for me, it's just kind of always been inside of me. I got sick with a debilitating condition when I was 10, and it was a condition that, like, a lot of people have, but I just ended up getting it really badly. I had psoriasis, and, a lot of people have psoriasis, and it's like a little patch on their elbow, or it's a little bit in their scalp, and it's annoying, but it's definitely not debilitating. But for me, I got it all over my body, and I had it from the tip of my foot to the tip of my head. And I had to, I was 10 years old, so you're doing all the sports, I was doing soccer, I was playing tennis, I was doing all this stuff, and I had to quit everything. I couldn't do anything, And I became very much the feeling of an outcast at a very young age because I was so different than everyone, and I had to quit all these things. So that had me question myself from the very start of that. And then on top of that, I wasn't focusing on school because I was so stressed out about my health. I never really liked school, and I never really put this, attention to it that I should have or that I needed to, especially being from an Indian family, and I know you know what that's like. It's like, being from having Indian parents, that's all they wanted me to do, So the fact that I didn't care about it at all, they wanted to kill me. So between that stress and school stress, I just felt a lot of stress at me from a very young age. And, for the first couple of years, I just took on stress, and I really started to create a very self-deprecating conversation about myself because I had all this evidence around me of why I wasn't lovable, why I wasn't good enough. And around the age of 12, I kind of hit a rock bottom in terms of the feelings that I had about myself.
So young.
And I really... Yeah. What did you say? Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I was just saying that's so young, such a young age to go through such a profound experience. Anyway, sorry. Continue, please.
No, totally. It is young. It sounds weird to be like, I hit rock bottom at 12. That's like so intense, right? But yeah, I kind of did. I mean, I hit one of what would be one of many rock bottoms in my life, but this was kind of really the pinnacle of the turning points in my life because I kind of was sitting there thinking, okay, I'm either this like horrible child that everybody around me is showing me that I am in one way or another, and that's why I got sick. I was trying to equate it to why I was sick, or I could believe that there's this reason, and I don't really get it yet, but like I'm meant to be this way so that I can grow and learn and discover and all this stuff. And I don't know why, that voice to me, I feel now must have been God because I don't know how a 12-year-old could have ever had that conversation. No one taught me those concepts at that age, so they just kind of came into my spirit. But I was like, well, that one sounds a lot nicer than this one. So I'm going to choose the fact that I'm here for a reason and that people are, showing me things and I'm growing and I'm learning and I'm in pain and I'm suffering and all of these things, but for something way bigger than I could have ever imagined. So in terms of my self-help journey, that's really where it all started. I just started to live every moment of my life trying to figure out, why is this happening for me? And I would be in pain, and then I would get more sick, and I'd say, okay, like, all right, God, like, I believe that this is for a reason, so I'm just going to pray that I figure it out eventually, or whatever, So that's really the answer to that question.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. That's incredible to hear, especially such a struggle at such a young age. And a lot of us women, I find, try to look for their answers in their late teens or early 20s, but you know, you're showing me that it actually can go much further than that, and we have to recognize that a little bit. Cool. So you started yourbellalife.com as an outlet to help other women feel good about themselves, feel beautiful, and recognize their inner beauty. Mm-hmm. And how did Your Bella Life come about, and how did you get it to the level where it is now? It's huge. You've got your own TV show, which is your channel. Is it a TV show? Is it a video?
Yeah, a TV show.
Oh,
yeah,
that's amazing. Yeah, I know. So that's awesome. How was that journey like?
Well, basically, Bella Life started because for years, and I feel like I talk about this to my beauties on Bella Life a lot. Like, I feel like a lot of us have this burning desire. Like, we know we're meant to do something. We have a calling, whatever you want to call it. But it's like, there's this thing, and I always say it's like this knocking on my heart because it's so loud sometimes, and I'm just like, all right, just shut up so I can concentrate on the rest of my day. Because sometimes you don't know what it is, right? And so when I was in my 20s, I just turned 32 last week, so I'm not in my 20s anymore, but when I was in my 20s, I was searching, like, vigorously. I was acting, I was doing a little modeling, I was, trying to just get healthy. Like, that was a huge part of it. I had developed psoriatic arthritis, so I couldn't walk without severe pain for like the first 4 years of my 20s. So all these things happening, and I was I was constantly searching. And even with all this evidence about how, unsuccessful I was meant to be, or how sick I was, or whatever, there was something in my heart that was like, knock, 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 every day. And it was this burning desire of like, what the heck am I meant to do? I don't get it. I just don't get it. And so I have this video called The Girl Who Cried Entrepreneur, because I tried everything. And I would literally call my parents every week, every other day, and be like, so I'm going to go to school for this thing, and I'm going to open up a center, and I'm going to heal people with psoriasis, and that's what I'm meant to do. And then I'd call them the next week, and I'd be like, I think I'm meant to, like, organize homes, because I really love to organize, and I don't know, this is like, I just tried so hard to come up with something, and I know so many of you out there know exactly how that feels. So I was just, like, searching, and then finally, it became apparent that I wasn't finding the answer. And I finally went and actually met with Gabrielle Bernstein, who's a best-selling author. She's a guru to many women out there. I'm sure many of you know her. If you don't already, check her out. To you too, yeah. So she's amazing. And she was doing these group coaching programs. I'm in New York City, and so is she. So I went to this group coaching program, and she ended up asking me this question, which was, if you were to do 3 things in your life, and you could do them every day, and no one paid you because you love to do them so much, you would do them all the time, what would they be? And my answer ended up being that my 3 things were: 1, I would take care of people because I love to care for people. I would create concepts and ideas and just be in creation constantly, like with the blog posts and the videos and the connections and all of that stuff. And then the last one was that I would be in front of the camera, because my mode of self-expression. A painter loves his paintbrush and his easel. I love my camera. I just feel so blessed I get to express so much through that camera. So I thought about this, and I was like, okay, that's the truth. Like, those 3 things are really the truth, but what the heck kind of a job is that? I'm like, sorry, I have hair in my mouth. What kind of a job is that? Like, what am I going to do, with those 3 things? I had no idea. So what I realized after meditating on, Gabby, she was just like, meditate with it for a few weeks or whatever. So I did, and I realized that I wanted my own talk show. Yeah. I was like, I really, I want to create concepts like I would in segments. I want to take care of my audience, and I want to be on camera. And when I realized that, everything in my life changed.
Oh, that's so cool.
And what I realized was, I was searching for so long for all these other things, but I was grasping and trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. And when I realized that I wanted my own talk show, it is like effortless in some ways because it was so true. There was nothing I could do to fight it. So I invite the people watching to look for that when they're searching for, what they really want, is to not just be like, oh, I think, maybe. No. When I knew, I was like, I'm home. I was like relaxed. So anyway, so starting Bella Life happened because no one knew who I was. So I was like, no one's going to hire me to have a talk show because no one knows my name. Like, I can't call NBC up and be like, I watch Ellen. Can you give me a talk show? So I was like, yeah, this isn't going to work. So then I started thinking, what can I do? I have a huge dream, as so many of you out there I'm sure do too. I have a huge dream. What can I do that I actually have control over, that I don't have to wait for someone else to do for me? And even though I didn't even know what Twitter was when I started Bella Life, and I was so unaware of so many things, and I, had a lot of work to do, and I'd never done anything in the website world, I was like, I can learn that at least. I can learn that, and I can do it myself. Mm-hmm. And alas, Bella Life was born.
That's amazing. And now you have your own talk show. That's so cool.
And I finally got my own talk show.
Yeah, it's like a manifestation dream come true. It's so cool.
Yes.
And you had an objective in your mind, and the rest you figured out. And when you knew what you wanted, the rest kind of took care of itself, right?
Totally.
That's such an inspirational story. And now that, so to let the viewers know, you're transitioning to doing Bella Life and TV presenting full time. So you're leaving the security of a 9-to-5, which is quite addictive actually. But I mean, so I think someone said the most addictive thing in the world is not drugs, but a 9-to-5 salary, because you just can't quit,
Totally.
Anyways, so how does it feel to be able to have your dreams support your life?
It is like a dream come true, definitely. I started Bella Life. I mean, I started researching and learning about Bella Life about 4.5 years ago. But I actually created the site and it went live March 3rd, like 3 years ago, so 2010. So, it hasn't been that long in some respects, but it's also been a long time to be working. I was working in real estate full time. Wow. And I would, go from my job was 10 to 6. So I would go, to the office from 10 to 6 and 5 days a week. And we worked on weekends. Like that was part of our 7-day week was what we worked through. So I would usually have 2 days off. My 2 days off would be during the week instead of on the weekends. Okay. So for Bella Life purposes, that was great because I could take all my meetings during the week on those 2 days. And then I missed a lot of things on the weekends with my friends, but I was like super career focused, so I didn't even really care. But the problem is that I never stopped. I would wake up before work and I would edit videos and I would go to work all day for 8 hours and I'd come home, feed my dog, eat something, and then post all the articles, edit content, work on videos some more, create emails, set up meetings, like all the time. And every time I had a day off, I was working on Bella Life. Mm-hmm. And this was for 3 years straight. And it was really, really, really challenging. And, then I got the talk show on like in October, in December actually, this 2012, I officially signed the contract. It was for 5 weeks of filming. Okay. And we filmed 39 episodes in 5 weeks. And yeah, it was really intense, but it was amazing and such a dream come true. And so we filmed all these episodes, and then I just was like, you know what? Yeah, okay, the money that I made from doing this show isn't enough to, like, last me a lifetime or anything, but I felt like the time was now, and I felt like I was given a huge push in my direction of my dreams, that I needed to really follow that push, and I needed to follow that momentum. But I love that we're talking about this because I feel like so many people out there are like coaches and they say, I'm going to, quit my job. I'm going to get 2 or 3 clients and that'll pay for my rent and I'll be fine. And then I'll quit my job and it's totally fine. Yeah, it's not, yeah, like I don't recommend that. I really don't recommend that. I recommend not quitting until you have like 6 to 8 months, of living that you can really support yourself on. Because what happens is that when you're desperate to get the next client or you're desperate to get the next show or whatever, you put that energy into everything that you're doing. So I quit just at the beginning of March. I quit my job after I filmed my show, and thank you. And it's been, it's nerve-wracking, it's exciting, but the biggest thing for me is that I have never been so relaxed. I didn't even know I could be this relaxed and still get things done. I am just so relaxed and I'm so just in my body and it feels really great. But it's taken me, 3 or 4 years to get here. It's taken me a lot of sleepless nights, hard work, early mornings, all of that. So I believe in putting in the work. Okay.
Yeah. And it looks like you put in 3 years of hard work and now you're in a place where you have the time and energy and the weight off your shoulders to really take this all the way up. And I really think we'll be following your journey. We're here to support you, watch your TV show and everything. You're a big inspiration to us, especially the Lifester community. Just wanted you to know. I guess I'll end with that. I want to thank you so much for spending time with us and being our very first YouTube interview. Really appreciate it. And
great job, Nitika.
Thank you. I hope I did well. I learned from the best. So
great job. You were effortless.
I want to wish you all the best, and everyone check out www.yourbellalife.com and to find out more about Nitika. Thanks so much, and lots of love.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Sending love back. Bye.